a process that it took me deep into the investigation of producing a work, and I really enjoyed that. Another part of the program that I have really enjoyed, it was like getting to know all the artists involved in the CSA, because they work with different mediums, they have different visions. I don't know, for me especially, like I'm new to Atlanta, so getting to know them better, it has like bring me like a sense of community, and they are all like really supportive, inspiring, and fun to be with. So I'm really glad of that part of the program. Another thing that has been like really interesting to me is like the CSA, it has somehow tested my ability to adapt my work to a topic. Like normally what I do is I have one idea in my head, I'm in my studio, and I get that idea out of my head on my own rhythm. I don't have to align that with a topic. And in the CSA we have like this topic that you have to work with, and honestly at first I didn't find it inspiring at all. Like I was about like not to present anything, because it was like what it was, like volunteers, like equity, the building of healthy communities. Like what I do is like, I just didn't see it.
I'll chime in. So for this season, we partnered with the Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation. So their mission was integral to the work the artists were creating. So it was equity, volunteerism, building communities, and that's it.
Yeah.
So ADLF was actually on the selection panel to help the artists that participated.
Is there someone from the ADLS Association in there?
Yeah, they told me they could make it.
Okay. Well, anyways, like I started learning more about the work that they do. And after that, you know, like they are providing free legal assistance to people that has less economic resources. And I thought, okay, yeah, I don't know, I learned more about the programs that they have, and I thought, well, they're really trying to bring an equilibrium to our society. That's cool. And I thought this is like try to simplify the whole concept, and I thought this is all about justice, right? And I asked myself, what does it mean justice for you? If you have to simplify the concept in a word, and I'm going to ask you that question, what does justice mean for you in a word? You have to come up with something.
Equity, yeah.
Fairness.
Yeah, equity, fairness.
Balance.
Thank you.
That's obvious now.
It was obvious to me, really. Like, I thought, yeah, what is justice about? About balance, I thought. And it was like, like, yeah, because balance in art is all like a concept of like when you draw, when you work with colors, when you do a composition, when you do a sculpture, like balance is all. So I thought that I could relate the concept of justice in terms of balance. So that was the proposal that I did. I thought, okay, I'm going to try to compare the concept or try to express the word justice in terms of balance. And the first thing that I did was go to Google justice to see what images come out of it. And I saw the scale, you know, the symbol, yeah, the scale of justice, thank you. And then I thought it's great because it's speaking about the weight of two sides and also about the equilibrium in relationships. And then I started working with that idea. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try to, because they're really close concepts. And I say justice and balance, they both need two elements to operate, both of them. And between those two elements, you need, they both play under the same rules. If we look at the physics, like we're going to see two elements, or more than two elements, but they are like following support, symmetry, compensation, effort, trust, and those principles belong to both concepts. So I just started like thinking about that a lot. The two elements that I wanted to have in the pieces were the metal, that is something that is like if we just look at the material itself, it's really easy to interpret. Like it's not flexible, it's kind of rotten, like rusty. It's like a ruler, it applies rules, it's like a giving the support. So it is speaking about justice, okay? And the other element, the ceramic, it's to just like white, soft, so perfect, glossy, you know, like fragile. It's so fragile, you can see that. And so that is speaking about the individuals. The individuals, like how vulnerable the individuals are when facing a legal process. And those elements are just like interacting with under all those rules. And I don't know, like, do I have an idea after see them like interacting? Kind of like what I see is like it's a game because it's kind of playful, and justice is a kind of a game. It is a game. And what role is the equilibrium playing in justice? Well, we see here the equilibrium is playing a role that is really abstract because we have like all our abstract equilibrium. They will fall all, like they are fake equilibriums. Yeah, so the equilibrium is playing a role that is really abstract and really random, and that's how I see justice. That's how I see it. And another thing that is not really relevant about the physics, I will show it, it's the base. The base, it's not speaking about anything, but it took me a while to decide what base did I want. And I remember the guys were at home that day, and I was asking for advice. I said, yeah, I have this base, it's bigger, it was like kind of an organic shape, like, I don't know, we didn't like it. And then I had at home like another one that it was smaller than this one, but clean edges, like a kind of a perfect cube. And we all like it more, no? We all like it more. But I didn't know why, and I really wanted to find out if I like it more, why is it that I like it more? And then I started thinking about it, and I thought that maybe it is because, you know, when you're gonna draw a ball, when you wanna draw a sphere, what you can do is you draw a cube, a three-dimensional one, and from that cube, you can draw the ball, like 3 circles, and then you come out with a perfect sphere. And then in terms of proportion, in terms of drawing or whatever, like this ball is coming out of that cube. And is it relevant?
It's relevant.
It is. Could have checked that for sure.
But yeah, you know, the base is supposed to be nothing in a sculpture, and it took me a while, and I was like sanding paper and waxing and everything, because at the end it became part of it was something important. And I've been doing this kind of sculptures with ceramics for the last 2 years. It's not a lot. I learned the technique in France. I was working with an artist in France, and he was really generous. He was also a friend of mine. And he told me everything he knew about homemaking, so I have to thank to him, like all that I know about homemaking. And then I moved to Canada, and I was working in another studio, also with ceramics, more with glazes, like more like utility shapes and stuff, like less sculptural, but also really useful. And when I finally came to Atlanta, I wanted to experiment by myself with that medium. This is where I came from. Other background, like in art, myself, like I studied doing art in theater, so my background is not really related to sculpture at all. I started doing theater, then I moved to textile arts, then I took breaks from art, kind of melting pot. I'm happy with it, but now I feel that I would like to do more like maybe like ceramic work and implement part of the medium that I worked with before, like bring it into the medium that I work with now. But it's still really vague now. And I think that's all I want to share. I don't know, guys, if you have any questions, I try to come up with answers.
Can you talk about why some of them have the holes or the breaks?
The broken ones?